about 50 to 60 or maybe 70 miles to get to the coastline, which we spent a lot of time cruising up some of the beaches, finding some caves.
We are live on Wi-Fi.
Robbie got really adventurous and climbed underneath this section that Phil found that Phil didn't even want to go under. He was like, hey, you want to go under there? And Robbie's like, sure.
All right, boys. Phil found a nice little tunnel. It leads to a really cool place that I'm not even gonna bother describing. I'm just gonna show you and myself at the same time. What? Shellfish!
He's allergic to shellfish, but he's crawling on shellfish skeletons to get there. This is a man of extreme. Here you go. Boy.
We just stuffed him underneath there and he ended up on the other side. And he was like, you gotta come check this out. So we all climbed around the wavy part, but we shoved him underneath the rocks. It was really funny seeing that.
Oh, there's all these ways to get here. So cool.
That's how you explore.
Oh, shit. There's more to go over there.
Oh, I can't go underneath there. Be careful, please. Ah! My shoe got wet. Oh, it's soaked. God damn it.
And the waves were quite turbulent that day, so naturally, we had to get as close as possible. We scaled a bunch of rocks.
Exploring those caves too was pretty awesome, just kind of walking on the ridges on the rocks and realizing like how sharp they are. I got a little cut there, a couple other little nicks here and there, but just getting to this weird coastline and navigating through these jagged, wretched, angry rocks where the waves are just crashing, and you have to literally time your pathway through there because the waves come in, the waves go out, the waves come in, the waves go out, and when they go out, you gotta run, get onto a rock. Just wait a second. Okay, next, next spot. Wait a second, next spot. And even with that, like the waves change. It's crazy. You'll have some a little bit, and then you'll have the bigger ones. It's hard to predict. You gotta look really far out in the ocean, and when you're staring at this spot to try and go to, it's not the easiest.
The day progressed even further. We got to a secondary spot where they found some other wildlife. There was some, I think, starfish or urchins or oysters. Some neat stuff was going on down there.
At one point we were crawling down this area and I literally felt like I have to go down there. But it's a challenging way. So as you're going down, it's kind of crumbling a little, so you're hoping to find a good path. I happen to not find the best path, and as I reach one of these like little ledges, my foot just gives away to some sand and boom, it's like rock comes tumbling down. Upon watching that rock, I realized that my footing was completely useless because if I moved, then anything would fall. Luckily, Robbie was just a few feet away and we had to time it out and everything because it wasn't like I just grabbed like this. I needed to kind of like leap towards him, and if I screwed that up, I was probably gonna be tumbling down a little bit. And it wouldn't have been a small fall like that. I was a little worried. Definitely a hard stopping experience for a moment there.
But on that second stop, something interesting happened. Our driver kind of walked over to the far end where we were, and the next thing I know, I looked up and he was covered in water. Like a wave just came up and soaked the homeboy, and he just was like, he was kind of laughing, but you could tell he wasn't happy at the same time. Because even though we're in the desert, it really wasn't that hot to dry off. So I would have been quite annoyed if I was him. And I can imagine that he was a little bit annoyed as well. He didn't proceed to come back and dry off. He went for a walk, and not just a walk, he was like gone. He left eyesight. He was at least a kilometer away. And it pretty much looked like he was like, you guys, I'm out of here, basically. Left us with the Dune Buggy, and we're like, is this guy coming back? Like, what's going on here?